Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to our November 17th meeting of the Stillwater City Council. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask everyone to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have a slightly different run of show tonight for our different city meetings. At this time, I'd like to ask that we recess our Stillwater City Council meeting and move to our Stillwater Utilities Authority meeting. Does anyone have a motion?
I move to recess.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, our City Council meeting is in recess, and we'll move to our Stillwater Utilities Authority meeting. This time, I'll call to order our Stillwater Utilities Authority meeting. Trustees, we have the consent docket, but we have several people that are signed up for public comment on an item that is on our consent docket. So I'd like to bring our public comment on items not scheduled for public hearing to the first item on our meeting agenda. At this time, I have Roger Gose and Mel and Jennifer Castleberry. I don't know if there's an order. Would you like to go first? You'd like to come up? Please state your name and address at the microphone.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Castleberry.
I'm Mel Castleberry.
We're at 3606 West Deer Crossing. Well, the purpose for us to be here today, thank you for the time, and I have my notes here to reference, but in July of this year, we received a certified letter delivered to our front door that stated that the city had intentions to permanently and temporarily acquire utility easement property from us. Since that time in July, things have been interesting, to say the least, in what we have learned and what we have experienced. We are one of 4 property owners that would be impacted, severely impacted by this water line. In addition to that, it would cross over the Deer Crossing entrance. So it would affect the HOA and frankly, every resident in Deer Crossing. My husband and I, we are not engineers, we are not easement authorities, we are not lawyers, we are IT people. We moved here 2 years ago to be near our granddaughters and to play in the front yard that now the city wants to acquire or use. That is my front yard. It's part of the reason that we bought this home 2 years ago. It's beautiful. I take care of it. I maintain it. We take care of it. We maintain it. At no time as property owners have we been given information that I felt we were justly due. I don't know when this came up. I don't know how long this has been in the works. Again, that's not our area. But to find out about this in July, and then from July to now, we have asked a few key questions that I really feel like I deserve the answer to. And I'm just going to list them out. Why is this project necessary? When I ask, I have gotten conflicting responses. I have heard that the current water line is too large and that the water is not moving through it. To the most recent reason that we just received November 4th, which was it is to increase capacity. So, not sure how those two things go together. The current proposed line is 56% smaller than what is in use right now. Additionally, I'm confused as to why are we going to decrease the line when we all know there's additional growth south on Sanger. We have a new neighborhood going in. There's going to be new draw on water. Why are we decreasing the line? And by the way, we have no issues with our water. We have no issues with water pressure. We have no issues with water quality. We have no issues with water. The other question that I keep asking is, what other locations were considered for this new water line? Still waiting for any answer on that.
Vice Mayor Chalowski, the timer has sounded. Would you like to speak, or would you like to defer your 3 minutes of speaking?
Defer to me.
Okay. We will start the timer again.
That's the way this goes.
Yes.
And I will hurry
Thank
this
you.
along.
I'm sorry for the interruption.
Okay, but where else? I don't know. I want to know why is Sanger, the west side of Sanger, the best solution? Where else? What were the factors that you decided west side of solution or of Sanger? I would just like to know. I think if it's coming through my front yard, I have the right to know. And every single time I have anybody knowledgeable out to look at the property, to look at this project, to talk to about this, they say, why isn't it on the other side of the road? And I say, I don't know. Good question. Where is the discovery of the due diligence in regards to the infrastructure on each property? You're going to come through 4 properties. Nobody has come out and asked me what's on your property. I have been told that it's an aerial view that was taken to determine the project, but you're going to put the water line not in the air. You're going to put it in the ground. Nobody has come out and asked me about what infrastructure is in my property. And I can tell you right now, the city is unaware of infrastructure in my property. The final thing is the statistics. The fair market value on your agenda online that I looked at today, it said that it states that the right-of-way agent and the design engineer have completed evaluation to determine fair market value. How? You don't even know what's in my yard. You don't even know what's in my property. How did you determine fair market? Nobody's come out and talked to any of us as homeowners. I don't understand how you could have come up with that. So my struggle with all of this is just, if this is something that's coming through my yard, it's going through other people's yards. There are a lot of concerns that the neighborhood and property owners have that we just don't frankly have any answers to. And I just don't feel like that is in good faith. If you're going to come to us and say, hey, we're going to acquire this for utility easement, then you should tell me why. You should sit down and talk to me about this. It just doesn't seem right. So in ending, I just ask that the city, maybe table this issue until some further due diligence and some engineering studies are performed, because I don't see the evidence that it has been done to make sure that the west side of Sanger is the best use of taxpayer money, or the destruction and damage that it will do to the property owners and the entrance to our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. We have one other speaker that signed up.
Roger Ghost, 113 East 8th. I've been asked to look at this for them and for the neighborhood. First off, the item on your agenda tonight, as far as that easement, it's south of here, and it's on the east side. It's south of the Deer Crossing property. So this just brought this up, so that's why we're here. On their property, the plan showed to take out their lateral field. The lateral field for their sewer is not even correctly shown. It's about twice as big as what's on the plan. If the easement was granted, it gives the city or whoever's out there the right to run over their their lateral field, which would make it ineffective. There's a question about the fence. If you remember, out at Deer Crossing, there's a pipe and cable fence out almost off the road. That was originally there on the statutory right-of-way before Deer Crossing was platted. Talking to some of the people out there, there supposedly was an agreement to leave the fence, but the right-of-way is 7 feet behind that fence to the house side. The plans have come out: take out the fence, leave the fence, replace the fence. It's all over. I mean, every time you get a different version of plans, it shows something else happening with that fence. A lot of trees protect the Castleberry's site down to the entrance. Those are all planned to come out. So there's those are the kind of answers they've been trying to get and things we've been trying to get resolved. The latest permanent easement has a 15 by 20 or 15 by 40 permanent easement. Makes no sense. It's just a notch out of their front yard. So those are why they're asking for some discussion on this and delay, but just understand the easement that's in the packet is not part of the neighborhood's issue. Questions? Thank you.
Thank you. I understand. So items that aren't on scheduled for a public hearing, we typically don't make comment, but I do just want to state that I understand that there's some conversations that have started with staff between the Castleberries and staff. I just encourage you to continue that conversation with staff in order to get some additional feedback and answers. Obviously, staff will be working with stakeholders in this area more diligently to support and help them understand what the project is in its full entirety. So at that time, I'm going to go over to the consent docket.
Yes, and just as a point of clarification for the trustees, the item on the agenda that is asking for your approval this evening, although it is related to continued progress on those projects, it's just authorization of total project expenditures for that easement and real estate acquisition. So it is limited to just approving the expenditures. Thank you.
Is it something that when easements are, as they go through and purchase easements, or would that come back to?
Yes, it will. The SUA has retained a right-of-way acquisition consultant. Staff is also engaged in those negotiations with individual landowners. We're going through the process, and this approval of expenditures is just so that they can keep moving with needed acquisitions in order for the projects to move forward.
Thank you.
Okay, Council, at this time, I'd ask you to consider item 2, the consent docket, for approval or motion.
Motion to approve consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent docket. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the consent docket is approved.
As we discussed, this is not addressing their specific easement. This is just approving funds for the bulk easement. When we get to your specific easement, we'll make sure that you have a chance to talk to city staff to try to get your answers.
This brings us to item number 5, resolution number SUA 2025-8, a resolution authorizing execution of a release and termination of covenant agreement in connection with Campus Corner Creamery redevelopment located at 229 South Knobloch Street in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
So the Stillwater Economic Development Authority previously approved a resolution authorizing a release related to the sale of that property. As we move closer to closing, there's been a request to add both SUA and the City Council to that release. It was requested because both of those separate entities are also named as beneficiaries in the covenant agreement. So that's a reasonable request, and this resolution just authorizes SUA to sign that release.
Just to clarify, not City Council, but the City of Stillwater.
Yes, and because SEDA had authorized signing, SEDA is a separate legal entity than both the City of Stillwater approved by City Council and also SUA. So that's why we've got additional approvals by resolution this evening.
Okay. Trustees?
I move adoption of resolution SUA 2025-8.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution SUA 2025-8. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that resolution is adopted. That brings us to the end of our Stillwater Utilities Authority agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please vote. The vote of 4-0, the Stillwater Utilities Authority meeting is adjourned. At this time, I'd like to call to order the Stillwater Economic Development Authority meeting. Trustees, we move to consent, item number 2, consent docket. Do we have a motion or discussion on consent docket?
Motion to approve consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the consent docket is approved, which brings us to item number 5, general orders. Item number A, consider an application of Community Escrow and Title Company for small business enhancement assistance in the amount of $15,000 for exterior improvements to include front porch, roof, renovations, front deck replacement, and new lighting installed at 623 South Lewis Street. Ms. Burnish.
Good evening, Vice Mayor and councilors. I'm excited to be in front of you this evening to talk about just what Vice Mayor said, the Small Business Enhancement Assistant Program, which is part of TIF 3. So it's going to be for Community Escrow and Title Company. They're requesting $15,000. Their total cost is $60,000 on the repairs. Front porch improvements include the decking, the railing, the roofing, and some new lighting. On November 11th, the committee voted 6-0 to recommend this for approval to the council, or to the trustees for consideration. And Mr. Bartley is also here, so I will invite him up to also speak.
Good evening. My name is John Bartley, 623 South Lewis. I am the president and owner of Community Escrow. The grant request, or the TIF request we've applied for was $15,000. The original project was $60,000. That, like most construction projects, has expanded. But the real goals, not only is it to redo the deck, which wraps around our building, but also bring railing to code, improve lighting and security. Unfortunately, it is going to result in us losing that cool tree through the roof look that we have, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. One of the reasons our project has expanded is on Halloween night, we had a very agile driver that decided to not turn onto Lewis and took out the fire hydrant, went all the way through our flower bed, scraped up and destroyed a whole lot of landscaping. So our project has now expanded to also include landscaping, even though the request from SEDA does not include that landscaping. You can also be expecting to see a whole lot more landscaping when this is completed. So if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them.
Trustees, any questions? I'm always so excited when our Stillwater businesses take advantage of this program and we see such neat things happening downtown with new facade improvements, and it's a great opportunity for just improvements to, and kind of beautification to our local businesses. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Trustees?
Motion to approve SEDA 25-05.
Second.
Okay.
Do we need
Sorry,
a
and
separate
yes, I'm going to recommend amending that motion. The 2505 references the report. I'm looking for a motion to approve small business enhancement assistance in the amount of $15,000 for exterior improvements at 623 South Lewis Street.
I'll withdraw my motion and make a new motion as stated there.
And I withdraw my second and put in a new second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that application is approved. That takes us to the end of our Stillwater Economic Development Authority meeting agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the Stillwater Economic Development Authority meeting is adjourned, which brings us back to our city council meeting agenda. We need to make a motion to reconvene.
Move to reconvene the city council meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to reconvene. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, the city council meeting is reconvened, which brings us to the consent docket. Councilors, is there any motion or discussion on the consent docket?
I move approval of consent.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. The vote of 4-0, the consent docket is approved. We had an item 6 at public hearings that has been withdrawn for application, so there'll be no action on that item tonight.
Vice Mayor, I believe that we did have one person signed up for public comment, not scheduled for public hearings. It may have been a duplicate, but you may check with Mr. Gose.
Oh,
Okay. Your public comment was addressed during SUA? Okay, thank you, just confirming.
Okay, yeah, they were both. Thank you. This brings us to item 7, general orders. First item is item 7A, consider award of a bid for Washington School demolition and accessory structures at an asbestos abatement to Midwest Wrecking Company in the amount of $120,000 for $120,400.66. Mr. Skull.
I will take it away and try not to stutter over asbestos abatement multiple times tonight. This evening, we are discussing a bid award and budget amendments related to the Booker T. Washington School site located on 12th Avenue across from Southern Woods Park. The school site was acquired by the city in 2022 in order to preserve the property's original T-shape structure and surrounding land for education, historical displays, sports recreation, events, and parking. In 2024, the Washington School Advisory Committee was established via resolution to advise and make recommendations on the school and site. The committee has representatives from the community, the Washington School Heritage Foundation, and Washington School Alumni Association. Chair Washington is actually in the audience this evening to support this project moving forward. I'm honored to serve as the city liaison for the committee. Concentration on this T structure shown here in orange for renovation has been difficult when so much of the site has immediate concerns. The accessory structures are not able to nor intended to be preserved. They require demolition, and the T structure has asbestos abatement work which needs done prior to the restoration work beginning to occur. With approval of the advisory committee, staff presented the project to the Tourism Advisory Committee on May 8, 2025. The Tourism Advisory Committee passed forward a recommendation to authorize the use of funds from the Visitor Amenities Fund. This fund has a purpose to fund the development and maintenance of visitor amenities in the city. Action was taken specifically for asbestos abatement of the site and demolition of the accessory structures, shown here not in orange, at the Washington School building and site in an amount not to exceed $200,000. This action would allow all to see the building to be preserved. You can barely see it peeking from one of the said accessory structures shown on this slide, and join envisioning the impact to the community and visitors with renovation. Focus on fundraising by the Washington School Heritage Foundation can then center on the renovation, restoration, and development of the original T structure and site as that visitor amenity. This is a rendering of a restored Washington School provided by the Washington School Heritage Foundation. The proposed action tonight aligns with the direction set forth with the acquisition of the property and is part of a work plan that the Washington School Advisory Committee will continue to refine and present in phases to City Council for approving as the fundraising efforts from the foundation allows. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I have a recommendation when you're ready.
Counselors?
So just to be clear, this demolishes the buildings that aren't the T, and it does asbestos abatement within the T.
Correct, exactly.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm personally thrilled to see steps going forward to have continued progress.
It's great to see the progress, and I'm also delighted that this came in well under budget, because we were estimating $200,000, and it came in way less than that, and I'm happy to see that as well. Looking forward to seeing the progress.
We are too.
It's always good to be under budget, but it's extremely exciting. This is such a focal point along this corridor, and such an important project for our community. I'm so pleased that the Tourism Advisory Committee leaned into this project to support this part of it. Doing a lot of redevelopment work in my not vice mayor role. It is so important to get to this spot, this kind of clean slate prior to redevelopment, to help the community start to imagine with everyone what this space can actually be for our community. So getting those hazardous building materials out and getting this initial demolition will be, I think, a really transformative first step. Do you have a recommendation for us?
I do recommend award bid of 18-2025 for Washington School demolition, accessory structures, and asbestos abatement to Midwest Wrecking Company in the amount of $120,400.66, which includes add alternates 02 and 03 for sodding and loose straw erosion control. Authorize total project expenditures in an amount not to exceed $168,311, which includes architecture, design, and asbestos survey professional services and contingency. Approve associated budget amendments and authorize city manager to execute the contract and related documents.
I had one last question. Do we know how quickly work potentially could start?
We are hopeful that it is very quickly. Mr. McClenny with our procurement has actually already tentatively reached out to begin scheduling a pre-demolition. Instead of pre-construction, we get to say pre-demolition meeting to discuss that timeline and their availability. But we hope to see movement on this site quickly now.
Okay. Counselors, is there a motion, staff's recommendation?
I move approval of the staff recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve staff's recommendation. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that is approved. Moving on, this brings us to item 8, resolutions. Item A is resolution number CC-2025-30, a resolution authorizing execution of a release and termination of covenant agreement in connection with the Campus Corner Creamery redevelopment located at 229 South Knobloch Street, Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is from our previous, I guess, coming back to council from our SEDA.
Yes, it's a sister resolution to what we discussed on SUA. Approval of this resolution would authorize the City of Stillwater to sign a release and termination of covenant agreement in connection with the sale.
Counselors?
Motion to adopt resolution number CC-2025-30.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number CC-2025-30. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that resolution is adopted. Item 9, ordinances. We have 2 for second read. The first is ordinance number 3584, an ordinance amending Stillwater City Code by amending Chapter 23, Land Development Code, Article 1, General Provisions, Section 23-7, definitions, Article 5, use categories and limitations, Division 1, generally, Section 23-96, definitions, Article 6, land use classifications, Division 4, commercial districts, Section 23-152, CB commercial business district, subsection A, permitted by right, Article 24, table of uses, Section 23-435, created repealing all ordinances to the contrary and providing for severability. Counselors.
I move adoption of ordinance 3584.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 3584. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, that motion or that ordinance is adopted. Which brings us to item B, ordinance number 3585, an ordinance amending Stillwater City Code by amending Chapter 23, Land Development Code, Article 5, use categories and limitations, Division 2, accessory use categories and regulations, Section 23-105, sidewalk, street, and parking lot table service areas, repealing all ordinances to the contrary and providing for severability. Counselors.
Motion to adopt ordinance 3585.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 3585. Please vote. With a vote of 4-0, ordinance 3585 is adopted. That brings us to item 10, reports from officers and boards. Ms. Carnley.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Moore.
Yes, each year the OML, our Oklahoma Municipal League, recognizes individuals who reach 25 years of service for their cities and towns throughout the state. The OML Honor Roll of Service is a permanent record of distinguished service. Honorees receive a certificate and a lapel pin for their recognition of their achievement. The City of Stillwater proudly recognizes 6 individuals who have dedicated 25 years of their careers to serving and improving our community here in Stillwater. We have some pictures on the screens recognizing some of these employees, but these employees that are honored this year include Lieutenant William Cluck, Sergeant Andrew Wilson with the Stillwater Police Department, Captain Rick Lozier with the Stillwater Fire Department, Jackie Wilson with Stillwater Electric Utility, Kevin Harding with Waste Management and Fleet, and Jacob Mason with Water Utilities. We're so grateful for all of our hardworking staff, especially these that have dedicated so much of their career here at the City of Stillwater. And so we're, again, grateful for the impact they've had.
What an amazing legacy of service. Thank you. Councillor Hawkins.
The holiday season is upon us. I love when I get to make holiday announcements. Downtown Stillwater is ready to welcome families and friends to enjoy a variety of festive activities that highlight the charm and spirit of our community. Save the date and join us for the annual Holiday Parade of Lights on Thursday, December 4th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. in downtown Stillwater. Then join us on Saturday, December 6th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Block 34 for Festive Skies with our Holiday Heroes and Drone shows. Visit with Santa, ice skate on Irby Lane, take pictures inside the snow globe, and enjoy sweet treats from vendors. Many thanks to our sponsors, Visit Stillwater and the Stillwater Chamber of Commerce, for helping with these great events. Hope to see everybody out here. These are always fun.
It's good stuff. Councillor Clark.
The Stillwater Municipal Building will be closed on Thanksgiving Day and the Friday afterwards to give staff an opportunity for time with family and friends. Plan ahead for city services you may need during the holiday closure. Trash and recycling crews will enjoy a much-needed time off on Thanksgiving Day, so collection will be delayed by a day, Thursday on Friday, Friday on Saturday. We wish all of our residents, staff, and everyone in the area a wonderful and joyous Thanksgiving.
Councillor Harden.
The Stillwater Community Thanksgiving Dinner will be on Thanksgiving Day, November 27th, from 10:30 a.m. to noon at the First United Methodist Church located at 400 West 7th Avenue. If you're unable to join in person, to-go meals will be available beginning at noon. The annual free event is a time for all community members to fellowship together and enjoy the holiday season. If you'd like more information about the event or to volunteer or donate, go to Downtown Stillwater Facebook page. And they're still looking for volunteers to help serve.
It's a great opportunity
Yes.
to spend some time with our community. And I have a holiday announcement as well. So with all those fun things that are happening downtown and throughout Stillwater, we also want to remind everybody to celebrate the holidays in Stillwater by shopping, dining, and staying local. From November 22nd through January 4th, every $50 you spend earns you one entry into the 2025 Fly Home for the Holidays giveaway. You could win gift cards for American Airlines and travel through Stillwater Regional Airport. Discover amazing deals during Stillwater's holiday shopping events, whether you're exploring Lakeview Point and Pioneer Square shopping centers, the Strip, Campus Corner, or downtown Stillwater. You'll find shops and boutiques with gifts and treasures for all ages. For details on how to enter and when gift cards will be awarded, go to visitstillwater.org or drop by the Visit Stillwater building at Visit Stillwater at 2617 West 6th Avenue. We appreciate all the hard work and fun the staff at Visit Stillwater put into our community-wide holiday events. So lots of things to do. Somebody said the other day, if you can't, I think Elaine said the other day, if you can't find something fun to do in Stillwater over the next couple of months, you're not looking very hard. So I think this takes us to the end of our city council agenda. Does anyone have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please vote. The vote of 4-0. We are adjourned. That's the end of our meetings this evening.
30.